So, do you know who can stop the government if it becomes too powerful? Who protects the fundamental rights and who gives the final decision when the biggest legal disputes arise in the country? That powerful institution is the Supreme Court of India. So, in this video, we will understand the composition of the Supreme Court, how its judges are appointed, why the judiciary must remain independent, and the different powers of the Supreme Court, like original, appellate, advisory, revisory, and judicial review. We will also cover the important writs also in a very simple and easy to remember way. So stay with me till the end, because by the end of this video, the Supreme Court will no longer feel confusing or difficult. And also, since the questions were asked on the chapter High Courts and Subordinate Courts in the previous year 2025, so there are high chances of questions being asked from this chapter in boards 2026. Okay, so let's get started. So the Supreme Court of India is the highest court in the country and the final guardian of the Constitution. It protects fundamental rights, settles major disputes, and ensures that laws and government actions follow the Constitution. So, what is the composition of the Supreme Court? See, the Supreme Court consists of one Chief Justice of India and 33 other judges, which makes the total strength of Supreme Court as 34. What qualifications are needed for a Supreme Court judge? A person can be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court if he or she is a citizen of India, has either worked as a judge of a high court for at least 5 years, or worked as an advocate of a high court for at least 10 years, or is considered by the president to be a distinguished jurist. How the appointment of judges done in the Supreme Court? Judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President of India. Okay. Remember, President has this power to appoint the Supreme Court. So the President makes the appointment after consulting the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. Now, in the appointment of the Chief Justice of India, the senior most judge of the Supreme Court is usually appointed. If the Chief Justice is unable to perform his or her duties, then the President may appoint any other judge as the acting Chief Justice. I hope it is clear till here. Now let us see what is independent judiciary. So an independent judiciary means that the courts can work freely and fairly without pressure from the executive or legislature. Why it is important? Because it protects the rights and freedom of citizens. It prevents misuse of power by the government. It keeps a proper balance between legislature, executive, and judiciary. It helps in protecting democracy and justice. Okay. Next, how independence of judiciary is ensured? It is ensured by the judges being appointed very carefully. Judges have security of tenure. Their salaries and service conditions are protected. They cannot be easily removed. Okay. The judiciary controls its own procedure and establishment. No one can interfere in that. Parliament cannot freely discuss a judge's conduct except during removal proceeding. What is original jurisdiction? Original jurisdiction means cases that can be filed directly in the Supreme Court first without going to the lower courts. It includes disputes between the Government of India and one or more states, disputes between two or more states, cases related to the protection of fundamental rights, cases involving interpretation of the Constitution, center state, and interstate disputes. Okay, so in simple words, the Supreme Court acts as the first court in certain important cases. What is appellate jurisdiction? So appellate jurisdiction means the Supreme Court hears appeals against decisions of lower courts. It deals with appeals in constitutional cases, civil cases, and criminal cases. Also, the Supreme Court may allow appeal by granting special leave to appeal. Okay, so in simple words, if a person is not satisfied with the judgment of a high court, then they may appeal to the Supreme Court in certain cases. Then there is advisory jurisdiction. What is advisory jurisdiction? It means that the Supreme Court gives its opinion to the President on important and legal matters. So the President of India can ask the Supreme Court for advice. The court may give its opinion on questions of public importance or constitutional matters. So in simple words, the Supreme Court acts like a legal advisor to whom? To the President. Okay. What is revisory jurisdiction? Revisory jurisdiction means that the Supreme Court has the power to review. Okay. The name itself is revisory, means to revise, review or reconsider its own judgment or order. Okay. Under Article 137, the Supreme Court may remove any mistake in its earlier judgment. This is done because no court should continue with an obvious error. Okay. So the Supreme Court can correct its own decision whenever it needs. Next is, what is judicial review? Judicial review means the Supreme Court has the power to examine laws and government actions and decide whether they are constitutional or not. If any law or executive action goes against the Constitution, then the Supreme Court can declare it null and void. It protects the supremacy of the Constitution. The Supreme Court, basically, it checks whether laws and government actions are according to the Constitution or not. Next, what is court of record? See, the Supreme Court is called the court of record. This means that its judgments and its decisions are kept as permanent records. Okay, just as an example, कि भाई ऐसे cases में ये चीजें हुई थी. Now, these records can be used as evidence in other courts. Its decisions act as precedents for lower courts. Just now, as I said, कि since Supreme Court did this, so you can also follow this so and so procedure. It also has the power to punish for contempt of court. So in simple words, its judgments are officially recorded and must be respected by other courts. Next, the Supreme Court can issue 5 writs for the protection of rights. What are these writs? First one is habeas corpus, which means to have the body. It is issued when a person is illegally detained or arrested. The court orders that the detained person be brought before it. If the detention is lawful, the person is released. What's the purpose of it? It protects personal liberty. Next is mandamus, which means we command. So it is issued to a public official, lower court or government authority. It orders them to perform a duty which they are legally bound to do. Its purpose is to make public authorities do their duties. Okay, next is prohibition, which means to forbid. It is issued by a higher court to a lower court. It stops the lower court from continuing a case that is outside its jurisdiction. Okay, so its purpose is to prevent lower courts from acting beyond their powers. जो उनके powers में नहीं आते, उस पे वो काम नहीं कर सकते. Next is certiorari, which means to be informed. It is issued by the higher court to a lower court. It asks for the record of a case. It is used when the lower court has acted without jurisdiction or it has acted wrongly. And the higher court may cancel the order of the lower court. Its purpose is to review and nullify the wrong decisions of lower courts. Next is quo warranto, which means by what authority? It is issued against a person who is holding a public office illegally. The court asks the person to show by what authority he or she holds that office. Its purpose is to prevent illegal occupation of public office. Okay. So I hope that was easy for you to understand. Please keep in mind or memorize all the terms which are mentioned in this chapter, the terms which I discussed. Now I'll see you in my next video where I'll be discussing about the Rajya Sabha and its related topics. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.